and London Groveport Road. Watch for medics on scene. I'm Johnny Hill from the Total Traffic Center.
News brought to you by Custom Air. Your comfort, our commitment. WNCI Columbus, your station for news, weather, and traffic.
Good morning. I'm Kelsey Webb. Here's what's happening at 7 o'clock. The Morrow County community is mourning the loss of Deputy Daniel Scheer, who was killed in the line of duty on Memorial Day. The 31-year-old officer was shot and killed while responding to a domestic situation in Marengo. The suspect was also shot and is seriously injured. Rock and roll legend Rick Derringer has died at 77. He was just a teen when he was a member of the McCoys, a band from Dayton who gave us the song Hang On Sloopy. Donato's is opening a fully automated robot-driven pizza shop at John Glenn International Airport next month. And that's what's happening on this Wednesday morning. I'm Kelsey Webb. Now back to the WNCI Morning Zoo.
Dave and Jimmy, happy Wednesday. This is Dave Kalin, Jimmy Jam, and Kelsey Webb. Headlines here, Jimmy's conspiracy theories and other theories here, but a little later. That's gross with Kelsey Webb. You have something that's gross? Horrific accident? Stumbled upon something just vomit-inducing? Or if you're like Kelsey, you do things that are gross.
I mean, it's fun.
Okay, fine.
I'm into it.
I know you
It's
are.
a fetish.
I wouldn't say that. Though that could be gross, too.
Fetishes? What?
Well, we're watching a
Little
trial
little
right
pee.
now. We're watching a trial full of that
That's
crap.
really gross.
Anyways, we'll take your calls a little later. We got up early for a reason. Here's Jimmy and Celebrity News.
Well, this is sad. Rick Derringer died. He's an Ohio guy from Dayton. And you know him around here because he sang this song, the original Hang On Sloopy. And then you'll also hear his number one hit. He did a solo it's called Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo song, which was huge too. I used to think that was Elton John for some reason. That's the way he says, Lordy Mama. That sounds like he has an accent,
Yeah.
but anyway, he has that Dayton accent.
Right.
So he's from Dayton. He was a teenager when they did Hang On Sloopy.
He's a teenager singing Hang On Sloopy.
Yeah, he's like 16.
Whoa.
I know.
That's incredible.
And it went to number one. That was in 1965. Over the years, he did studio work for Steely Dan, Todd Rundgren, Kiss, Barbra Streisand. He played the solo on Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart. He produced Cyndi Lauper. He produced all of Weird Al Yankovic's albums.
Wow.
He played the guitar solo on Eat It, which is the Beat It solo.
Yeah.
Played the Beat It solo was played by Eddie Van Halen for Michael Jackson. Rick Derringer played it for Weird Al Yankovic, and he won a Grammy for that. He did this, which is this is the anthem for Hulk Hogan, which he still uses to this day, and he did it in 1985. I imagine that made him a lot of money too if it's been used since 1985. So anyway, he died. He was 77 years old. I don't know what he died of. That's
77 years old.
Well, 77 is not that old.
Yeah.
In the rock and roll sense?
Well, maybe.
That's almost century mark.
They usually call that natural causes.
I found out natural causes is everything.
I taught you.
Okay. Outside of what? What is it?
Yeah, if it's just a disease or something that is
Like
in your
cancer is
body.
natural causes.
Exactly. It wasn't inflicted by someone else. It's not suspicious.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yep.
But anyway, all I remember about him, we brought him in for a tailgate, and he had this drummer who wore this T-shirt with cut-off sleeves,
Yeah.
and his arms looked like my mom's arms. They're when he's
Just
like flabbing, and he's throwing up the devil horns every
good
other
for him.
song to everybody, and these big old, underneath where his triceps used to be.
Yeah.
Your observations are very bizarre.
Well, I'll never forget that. Taylor Swift will spend the entire summer in Boca Raton, Florida, because that's where Travis Kelce will be.
Oh.
Okay.
She has relocated down there to live with him for the summer.
Why not?
All right.
Why not?
I don't know why that's shocking.
Why is he there? Just for
Little R&R, Bay. Little R&R, man. Let's go to Florida. They're renting a $20 million house. Cheap asses.
That
Buy
sounds
it.
pretty fun.
Yeah. Joey Fatone says he and his former bandmates have not met up to even discuss an NSYNC reunion. He said everybody's everywhere in the world. A lot of things that have to become fortuitous for that to happen.
Whoa, Joey.
I can't believe he knew that word.
No kidding.
I can't believe you read it.
And I don't think Justin's in a good place right now.
Maybe that's why he needs a reunion.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, he did this solo deal, which I don't know if it bombed.
I
but
think it bombed, yeah.
I did too, because his album bombed.
Yeah.
So maybe he does. Mary Lou Retton got a DUI. Little Mary Lou, little star from the 80s.
Aw.
Yep, 84 Olympics. She won the all-around. And then she got pneumonia a couple years ago. It has permanently damaged her lungs. She was on oxygen all the time, last I heard. She was still on oxygen 2 years later. Her family set up a GoFundMe. Yet she was driving a Porsche when she got their DUI.
Interesting.
They pulled her out, failed a sobriety test, failed the field, or what's it called? The field sobriety test, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And she smelled like booze. They looked in her car, and there's a carton of wine on her passenger seat.
Oops.
You hide that when the cops pull you over, don't you?
As soon as you pull over, yeah.
Don't
would
give
think-
tips to
Throw that
avoid
in
the
there.
man.
Well,
Under a blanket or something.
A, I don't drink wine. B, I don't
Try.
drink and drive. But as I read this story,
Right.
if I were pulled over by a cop and I was boozing, I would
Yeah.
hide the carton of wine.
Absolutely.
But
You
maybe
don't
she's so
leave it-
drunk.
Yeah, you don't leave it on the passenger seat.
And if anyone can pass the field sobriety test, it's got to be a gymnast. I'd be like, give me 3 backflips, I'll let you go. Balancing on one leg.
True, but also she's so small, she
that
could
is
probably
hard.
get drunk really easily.
I did field sobriety test one time.
Yeah, and you weren't drunk at all, right?
Yeah.
You're just driving erratically?
Right,
Like
but
you do
we're
every day?
Driving
Yeah.
as you do normally.
But as I stand here, I know, isn't that embarrassing?
tough. It's tough.
It's embarrassing when cops pull you over for erratic driving and you're sober.
Right.
Yeah.
You're almost, he's like, have
Sorry,
you been
sir.
drinking? I'm almost like, I almost wish I had, officer, because I'd have an excuse, but no.
I just
No.
suck.
But as I'm trying to balance on one leg in here, totally sober, it's hard. You know?
Totally.
No, you got to put your other leg out. You can't just stand like you're standing.
Okay.
You're not, like that.
Oh, it's very hard.
Yeah. You got to bend your knee. That's the key. Yeah.
Brace.
We learned that in marching band.
Okay.
Keep the knees bent. You got
You
better
have to
center
do that?
balance. Huh?
You have to do that?
I did.
Who can do that?
I did it. I did it
man.
too. And he's like, dude, that's impressive. I'm like, because I haven't been drinking. Everything's impressive with my driving.
Competent behind the wheel.
Yes. J-Lo announced a new Las Vegas residency. She's got to do something. I like how she's diving into her work, though.
Yeah, might as well, right?
The whole Ben Affleck thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight is the season finale of Everybody's Live with John Mulaney. Sean Penn, Fred Armisen, and people I've never heard of. They always have like Fred Armisen. He's
Yeah.
always on everything because he's like a friend of all these comics. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, big names tonight. Dulce Sloan, Jessica Capshaw, and Pete Holmes.
Oh, jeez.
Those are your How can you not do better on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune?
I have no
Depends on-
idea, especially with Seacrest.
You're
right?
shooting. No.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune.
Celebrity. That's is this yeah,
Who's
Celebrity.
that?
No, Pat Sajak usually still hosts it.
Oh, okay.
But you're in
Can't
LA.
Seacrest pull some strings?
You're shooting this in LA,
Yes.
where all the celebrities live.
Yes.
You can't go get anybody.
Weird.
That's it. Thanks.
Hey, everybody. You have a gross story? Well, Kelsey wants to hear it. I mean, really, she's the one that should be taking
Bring
your
it.
calls.
Love it.
That's gross. It's simply, it happened to you, and that's gross. Our number is 821-9624. 614-821-9624. That's gross. Watch the phones go nuts.
Oh, they
Gross. With gross.
I love
This
it.
is Dave and Jimmy.
You're listening to the #1 rated morning zoo.
With Dave and Jimmy.
WNCI.
Spotty afternoon showers and thunderstorms rolling into central Ohio for the rest of today. Temperatures today pushing up to 70 in the mid-70s as we head into Thursday. On the cloudier side tomorrow with some isolated drizzle. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Joe Spear on WNCI.
At 7:10, it's 54. And here's the gross woman herself.
Rick Derringer has passed away at 77. Rock and roll legend, brought us Hang On Sloopy and a gazillion other hits and wrote a ton of songs. And he was just a teen when he was a member of the McCoys, a band from Dayton. And they charted in the 60s with Hang On Sloopy.
And he was a sweet man.
Aw.
If there's a way to describe someone as sweet.
Yeah.
When he came in, because The guy's a legend. He literally is a legend. He's played with everyone. He's produced everyone. He's a billionaire. And he came in the day before he was going to play a tailgate. It was the anniversary of Hang on Sloopy. He was going to get to play in Ohio Stadium.
That's so cool.
And they brought him in here to promote it. He couldn't have been kinder.
Aww.
Yeah. And then there's a cool video. I have the DVD. It's the history of Hang on Sloopy. And
I'm just learning so much about this guy. I had no idea.
And it's all about him and his hometown. I think he and his brother were in the band.
Yeah.
Called the Derringers or whatever they called their band. They're stupid little 16-year-old kids in Dayton. And some group came in and they wanted them to back them up. These guys were producers from or from wherever they were from, New York or LA. And they had a song, Hang on Sloop. They said, hey, do you guys want to try this song? We don't want to release it ourselves because we're producers. And they gave it to Rick. Rick sang it. They said, you sound good for a 16-year-old. We're going to release it with you.
Man.
I know. When you hear it now,
so much history.
I always pictured like some 28-year-old guy singing that song, in a studio, looking like mamas and papas.
We got some celebs in town today for the Pro-Am at the Memorial Tournament, including Steph Curry and Peyton Manning. The tournament starts tomorrow, runs through Sunday. If you didn't know, the winner gets $4 million. Woo. I bet Ricky Fowler is not playing this year, and Jack Nicklaus is not too happy about it. He's just surprised that Ricky didn't call him.
Oh, no
That was
way.
a story
He
last
said
night.
that?
Yeah. He said, I'm a little surprised that he didn't tell me, and he's not playing. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't describe it as thrashing around mad.
Does he have
No.
to call you when he's not calling?
Well, they're friends. They're buds. And he's played every year for years.
Why isn't he playing?
He announced last year that he's going to do fewer tournaments this year, and I guess this is one of them.
I don't know that I'd come to Ohio when there's all these other glamorous cities, and the weather always stinks here. It's
I know,
always a
right?
day or two of rain.
Also, this year's college football video game will feature the Buckeyes' Jeremiah Smith on the cover. Donato's opening a fully automated, robot-driven pizza shop at John Glenn International Airport next month. So you put in your money, you make a selection, the robot makes your pizza.
Mommy, it's frozen.
Yep.
I like anything that's convenient. I like. I was
too.
bitching to the UDF employees the other day. I'm like, you go into Sheetz and they have self-checkout. Why don't you guys have it? I don't know. We make ice cream in here. I know.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
I like the self-checkout.
Me too.
The topic is, that's gross. Kelsey will be your judge and jury. Actually, she's the one who wants to hear this. That's
I
gross.
love gross
you
things.
You got something gross to share. Our number's 821-9624. We had 6 lines and only one of them made it past the preliminary ride. So that's got. We need more gross. 821-9624 now.
WNCI Comfort Dental Traffic.
Comfort Dental. Convenient, caring, comfortable.
33 west a bit heavier coming out of Fairfield County. So is 71 north into downtown Columbus. And a new accident, James Road at Livingston. Also looking at a crash on US 23 south of London Groveport Road. The I-71 north and south ramps to 270 east remain closed on the south side. You can use 104 as a better detour. I'm Johnny Hill from the Total Traffic Center.
This report is